This video is powered by cardmarket.com.
Hi everyone, this is Marcello Barberi from Team JrbJobber. I just played the Italian National Championship this past weekend. Unfortunately, I only reached top 64. I was 8-1-1 after Swiss, but I had to play my friend Federico, which played the same deck list card by card, only a few changes in the side deck. We had to clash in top 64. It was the usual grand game. We got to the time, and he lost in the finals, unfortunately, as well. I don't know, it was a pretty strange tournament for me. It was the first time I played with the new time rule, and I have to say it was probably one of the worst experiences in the whole game. I've been playing for over 10 years almost. I really don't know. I don't know if what will happen in the future. I think there was a lot of going on, especially in the finals, and we'll see about that. About the deck, I just played Trickstar, Skystriker+, of course. I don't think it's necessarily the best deck, but due to the time procedures, I think it is the only deck you have to play, because you literally have so much advantage when it goes to the time. And if you win game one with Trickstar Skystrikers, I don't think you will ever lose the match, honestly, because then if you have a grind game, you go to game 3, there is only so much time left. It's so stupid that you can just summon a Licorice and win like that. But yeah, that's what I played, and I did make a few changes to the deck list. So first of all, thanks to my friends Stefano Memoli, Federico Megozzi, who got the second place, and Federico Zoppini. We all played the same deck list card by card, and 3 of us topped, so it overall went well, so the deck list was good. So let's go to the profile. For monsters, of course, standard triple Candina, the one Lilybell, and double Licorice. I don't think, honestly, the third Licorice is ever needed, and it was overall good for me. Of course, there are a few problems when you banish it with Desires and so on, but I think it was fine. Walking into the event, something that I have to say was that I expected Trickstar to be the most played deck, so I built my deck to be weaker against the other decks, because I just wanted to beat the mirror match. And in the end, it worked out well, because I played 8 mirror. I played the first round only 2 invokes and a little rogue decks, but then 8 Trickstars in a row, and I only lost to 1, so it worked out well. For Entrops, of course, triple Droll and triple Ash, super standard. And I don't think any other Entrops was good in the mirror match. Impermanence is horrible unless you hit a Saruya, and the same goes for Bell or Cherry. So I decided to risk it a little bit and main deck Gamma and Driver. Whoever follows me knows that I love this card in general, and even though this is a going first deck, I still think this card is insane, because as I said, the main, the typical Entrops are Ash and Droll, and whenever you go first and draw Gamma, you have so many spells that searches that if they hit Droll or Ash you, and you have this is literally auto win, because you summon Omega, you negate their cards, you still resolve so your turn, so... but this, at the same time, when you go second, it's okay in the mirror match. You usually just keep it for the Entrops, but it's really good against Gokis or any decks in general. And it also allows me to side deck into Epsilon, which you will see later. So this card was insane for me, really, really good all weekend. That's it for the monsters, really low count, standard. Spells, of course, 6 fields. The Skystriker engine, free tokens, you have to play free, I think. It's good for the OTK going second and for Saruya going first. And then only 1 Afterburner and 1 Anchor. I was debating, I think these 2 are must. I was debating maining Jamming Waves. In the end, I just sided it. I think these are must. This is kind of weaker, but if he goes to a grind game, this card is insane. I won a lot of games with it, and this is just must. It's really good against Trickstar, because you just use them on their Licorice initially, and you don't take damage for the rest of the turn. So I really like this ratio. Then triple Desires. This also was a lot of debating about this, but in the end I decided, because there are some problems, I wanted to play a low count of Trickstars, as you will see, and it might be a problem, because if you banish too many, then the grind game is gone. That's why I upped the count to 42 cards, and I still play Upster Goblin. I know this might sound weird to people, but this is still a spell, and you need spells for engage, so it doesn't matter if you play 40 and 41 like it was in the past. Upstart I think is always must in this deck, and by adding a little more cards, I have better Pot of Desires, and I don't think I ever had problems, maybe like 1 or 2 games, but overall I'm happy I played Triple Desires because it comes up a lot. Finally, of course, like Triple Scapegoat, this card should probably be it, it's too good. And the last decision, as I said, I wanted to play a very good deck against the mirror, so I main deck Triple Shared Ride, and this was the best decision I made, I think. And what brought us all in the top card and Federico almost before winning the entire event. This card is literally the best card in the mirror match. If you go first, it's like max C in the old metas, so good, so good. Probably auto win if they don't Ash it. That's why I usually just keep Ash plus side deck. I never use it against anything else that's not this card for how good this is. I know like if you go second it's weaker, but honestly it's like unless you're playing Gokis, every deck is not like a one turn all-in deck. You still play a grind game and this comes up so much. This was really, really good, and I think this was the best decision. Finally, True Reincarnation, same reasoning as Licorice. I don't think this card, you ever want to draw this card. The risk with Desires is there, but you only really need one. I don't like the search double reincarnation draw play, because if they didn't Ash you before, then they have like 12 draws to draw into an Ash, or a Call by the Grave, or Gamma, and I don't think it's worth it. So Chu was perfect for me. So that's it for the main deck. The extra deck overall really standard, but there are like it's a little tight. I have a few problems. So like the mask cards are Double Link Spiders for the escapes, Chu Kagari on Shizuku, and then all the nightmares. Yeah, nothing to say. They're all really, really good. You need Goblin for the OTK, of course. And then the 3 Link 4s are also must. You need this for the OTK, you need this going first, especially post side deck. But even in the main deck, since I play Shared Ride, I can draw into a lot of good cards with this. And you need Borrow Load for a few things, like Diabolos, their own Borrow Load. Like, there are a few things you need this for. Tris Baena, I think it's much better than Topologic Bomber Dragon. You can win in timeout, and it's really good in general. Like even against rogue decks like Altergeist or like some stuff, you can even summon this going first and protect it. This card is insane. And if you play this card, you probably should run this as well because of the synergy. Because if you summon this before and then later on in the duel you summon Tris Baena, this comes back to the graveyard and triggers Tris Baena on his own. So this is a really good combo. And this was the biggest issue for me because I wanted to play a Link Chu that points down, so I played this and I'm really glad I did. But I also wanted to play Daruma, which is the Link Chu for Scapegoat. I didn't have that, but I had to play the Omega, so I think the extra deck worked out well. Omega is just must, you have to play this because if you resolve Gamma, you literally want to play this and banish it, so you don't have any zone and you can play. Of course, you can Link Summon, but like, what are you gonna do? Like a Link Chu and then what? Like, you can't really play this Skystriker's card well. So this card is definitely a must if you play Gamma. For the side deck, I kind of disregarded every deck that wasn't Trickstar, and I tried to side a little bit less for it because I didn't expect many, and I'm glad I did. So I played the Triple Epsilon, as I said. This card is insane in the mirror match going second. You hit the Reincarnation, Mind Crush, Storm Duster. There are a lot of targets, and this was insane on weekend. And you can still play this. I didn't play evenly matched because I don't think it's good against any matchup that's like against Pure is good, but not even that good because against Pure your win condition is damage, and if you evenly match you can't deal damage. So this card is insane against the Altergeist, whatever like rogue deck you're playing. Then I played Double Twin Twister, not free because as you will see I have a lot more back row removal and I wanted to have a little bit more of versatility against the matchups. The one Jamming Waves, nothing to say, like you just side into this and against the old decks going second you just are able to clear a lot more back rows. Double Mind Control. Not free because I have more cards against Pure. This is mainly against Pure. Sometimes I side it in the mirror match, but it's mainly against Pure and any Link decks or like rogue decks in general. Because if you take the Pure Link, they can't summon Ray back from the graveyard. You put a lot of damage on the board, and this was really good. Fine. Then I have triple Storm Duster. I wanted something for going first in the mirror, and this card is really good against rogue decks in general, but when you go first in the mirror, you can easily like not bluff or like search Reincarnation, and usually what I would do is sometimes just search the Reincarnation or like bluff it or even set the Reincarnation alone, and they would try to play around it by setting, I don't know, they set Desires, engage on the field, I flip this, I pop their back rows, and it's literally like insane. So I'm glad I played this, and especially even if they light stage this, I usually allow it, and then in the end phase I eat Scapegoat and their own Reincarnation. Really good card. Then double Impermanence. As I said, I don't think this card is good in the main deck because it's really bad against Trickstars, but it's needed against Gokis. I have 11 Entraps post side. I think that's kinda enough. Of course, not super, like a huge number of them, but I wanted to have a few more and to not like completely disregard the deck. And I didn't play any Gokis, so honestly, I'm glad I did. Maybe I shouldn't even have played any of this, but you have to play it in case you play Gokis. And finally, the strangest card in the side deck is Atronate. I think we were the only one playing this card in the whole event. Everyone disregarded this, but basically the reasoning behind this is that if you side it in the mirror match, the biggest issue is to force their Scapegoat and then deal with it. And since they all have chainable cards like Shared Ride, Scapegoat, Reincarnation, and that, if you activate Atronate, they're forced to chain everything there, and you are able to see what they have and if they have Scapegoat to deal with it. But this is especially important in the pure Skystriker matchup. I think that if you draw this in that matchup, you just auto-win the game. You can draw it at any point. It's not really like a card that you have to draw going first, because you have a win condition, which is the OTK with Firewall. And if they set, like, every card that the pure Skystrikers make is vulnerable to this. And the only thing they can have in hand is Ash Blossom, and this is especially good against multi-roll, because if they set card from multi-roll, then you activate Giant Tornado, they all goes banished, they didn't even get it back to the hand. But as I said, you can literally draw this, chill, and wait for like your pieces to have this Candina and token, because like the Skystriker deck can't kill you, the pure one. So you just wait, activate Tornado, and then you win the game. So I'm glad I played this, and if I expected more pures, I'll probably play even 3. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Thanks for watching. As I said, thanks again to my team, Team Jobber. Follow us, watch the other videos on the channel. National season is going on. We have the North American WCQ in 3 weeks. We have the European Championship where I'm trying to defend my title in 1 month. And yeah, just make sure to watch our videos and prepare well for the event. That's it for me, and see you guys.